We are live.
Hey.
Hi, Marie. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you? Hello, Anna.
Hi.
Hi, Anna. How are you? Okay, so just wanted to first of all thank both of you uh, and for coming on the How to Wow show. Uh, I started this because I felt that there's a lot of us, especially during this period, that we have been a little bit reflective and doing some introspection about who we are, what are we doing, where are we going. And a lot of people reached out and said that they had a little bit of confusion about how to get to some things that they wanted to, but they are feeling a little bit like, nervous right now with so much of ambiguity and anxiousness around us. So I thought, okay, why not we start talking to people who are actually, making good in this time. And that's why I invited both of you to start and share a little bit about how you've been and what have you been doing. So maybe we will just start with welcoming everybody who has joined us. I think there are a lot of people who have joined us. So thank you, Chris. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Yash. I can't see everybody. It only shows a few. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Kamal, Deepak. So yeah, let's start. Maybe Marie, I'll just start with introducing you a little bit. I met Marie a couple of years ago, and she's really, like I say, Bond or queen in digital uh, marketing, SEO, and she started this company called Them, You and Me, which is all about helping people, right, build their online presence and their brand online in a much friendlier way. So she actually reduces all the techie language or terminology of online and makes it easy for us. So, Murray, maybe you can tell a little bit about yourself or your journey.
Yes, for sure. But Anu, thank you so much for having me, having us, and it's a great introduction. We've been knowing each other for quite some time now, like back, in Singapore when we met. So yes, so that's exactly what we do. We help businesses, in the digital landscape, but we do it in a very nurturing and friendly way. The idea is to soften the boundaries between tech-savvy people and the non-tech savvy people in order for everyone to have a conversation and understand what it's all about. It gets sometimes confusing. I would say the digital landscape got very confusing because it keeps changing and it's ever evolving. So we try to make it easy for everyone, and not to be left behind. So that's very important for us.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. And I think a lot of people have already benefited. I've seen in the circle you helping a lot of businesses. And one thing that I wanted to share about Marie is that she's from France, right? She's very
Yes.
French. She loves croissants and she loves yellow, as you can see, and she's wearing one of our dresses. So thank you for doing that, Marie. And again, a lot of people have commented that you always bring sunshine when they see you online. So
No,
please keep
I'm
doing
happy. Okay, but thank you.
that. Okay, great. And Anna, so lovely to have you. We've only known each other a little while through the Businesswomen's SG network, and that's how we got talking. And uh, I really love your company name, Pink Pineapple Consulting. And I know that you help businesses with their branding and their marketing. Can you tell us a little bit about the company name? How did Pink Pineapple come about and about yourself?
Sure. Thank you for having me too. This is a fun, exciting opportunity. Yeah, the name actually came from pineapples itself. That I'm a big fan of pineapples. Sadly enough, I found
Yeah.
that I was going to start very simply with just my name, and then that wasn't possible. So then a friend of mine said, "Well, you and your pineapples, why don't you have that as your name? Because it's associated with you anyway." And then being sort of the sharp outside of the pineapple, the pink pineapple is me, the side of the pink pineapple, the friendly person who
Right.
across. So that's a combination of me and my interest, really.
Nice, nice. And I know, like, in our conversations, you said one thing about yourself is that you're not afraid to ask questions. And in fact, you encourage people to ask more questions. And how do you think that helps, in the growth process or when we're trying to achieve something?
Well, I think that's it, right? My parents have always told me that I'm not scared of anything, and I think it came from them that they always encouraged me to ask questions. And I was always the one at school that raised my hand when nobody else did. And I got a lot of answers to things that wouldn't otherwise have been asked, and you see people around and they say, oh, thank you for asking the question. I had no idea what they were talking about. And now with the business, I find quite often if I initiate something and ask, well, why don't I talk about this and explain this to you? Oh, I'm glad you said that because I have no idea what that is, but I didn't want to be stupid, or I didn't want to come across as not knowing what I was talking about. So that's pretty much what it's about. And I encourage everybody that I work with to just ask questions, because the question is always free.
Wow. Yeah, that's very interesting. And in fact, I think one of the main things how I connected with my husband 21 years ago was also this. He was a trainer, and he said that if you don't ask, right, there's no chance that you're going to get, or very little chance that you're going to get. So if you want something, you have to ask and you have to inquire to understand, right?
That's right. That's right.
Right. And Murray, I see that a little bit in you as well. You have these coffee chats, right? That we first met. That's how we first met, when you said, ask me anything, right? And let's get together for a coffee chat. So tell us something like that about yourself. Like, what is the one thing that you really enjoy at a personal level, which we may not know?
Like people being themselves. And, there's often that feeling that with the online world, we never know, like, sometimes we tend to hesitate to be ourselves and to also ask the right question, and all of that. I always want to make sure that people are comfortable to come as they are, to be themselves, and Anna is right. There's no stupid questions. I think the only way for all of us to grow, to get to connect and know each other better, and to really have genuine and meaningful conversation, is to really be able to talk openly about everything. So it's really important. So when I meet people, and I try to take the conversation offline, because we live in a world where sometimes the conversation, they start online at the beginning. So it's so important that we privilege, we make sure that we're going to meet people offline and take the time to connect and, really get to know them better. For me, it's the best way to grow. Like what we started this way. I know we started with one coffee, one croissant, and then look at us today doing a Facebook Live. So I think it's pretty amazing. It's amazing. It's so fantastic.
Right. Yeah, I think that's so true. So, I'm really happy to be on the seat here asking you questions today, and you both are on the hot seat. So let's start. That's my first question, right?
And no, I'm sorry, the sound got cut. I don't hear you.
That's the magic behind the question. We have to guess the answers.
I could not hear you.
Oh, that's fun.
Got muted. I don't know why. I must
have it's technology. It happens to Anna and myself every day. We get technology things happening to us, so it's all good, So tell
Anna,
me.
I was asking Anna to start, and the first question is that tell us how the last 3 months have been. We've all been in lockdown, and a lot of businesses have been affected. So just want to hear from you. How has it been for you?
Did you ask me? Sorry, I didn't catch the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. So the beginning was quite interesting because, as I was saying before to both of you, that I started Pink Pineapple only late last year, early this year. So I was very much involved in just trying to get things up and running, and didn't really quite struggle so much about what was going on around me. I was quite happy sitting in front of my laptop and cracking on. But I noticed quite quickly, talking to my friends and talking to my new network, that a lot of people were quite uncomfortable, and people were getting more and more anxious as time went by. And I thought, okay, just because I'm fine doesn't mean that I can't do anything for somebody else, right? So I've tried to take the approach and just be positive and try to really give back, I suppose, to the people close around me.
Oh, that's nice. And that's so true. I think all of us are reaching out to the people around us. And what I have realized is that I have a very wide network, but I can really make out like who are the people who are like really, checking in on you all the time and, asking how you are. So yeah, that's very good to know that you've been like, offering help in the community. And what about you, Marie? How has it been for you? I know you are in very
The
far
what,
from
sorry?
all of us. You're very
Yes,
far from all of us now,
but closer than ever, thanks to
yes,
technology. I think, listen, I'm very grateful that with everything that's been happening more than ever, like I love technology, but I love technology because it can really bring people together. And, when it's used consciously, it can really help everyone and stay closer. Like we were talking so often, you and I, and Mo, and I have so many people that I reach from all over the world, and being able to be so close even with everything happening. So that's been really fantastic and really grateful because we've been busy, but I think because a lot of businesses, they were trying to really go online and try to understand how they could reach the customer and offer the product and services online and like do Facebook Live and start, having videos and really be there for everyone, for their customer and also their community. So technology has been a huge help, and I'm happy that all of us, were able to use it. And I was helping people, to use digital tools. Sometimes we take for granted that it's easy for us to use certain tools like Zoom and all those online platforms. But for some people during the crisis, it was really the first time they had to do that. So it was really empowering to be able to guide them and make them really adopt all those digital tools to make their life better and for them to connect. So yeah, I'm feeling grateful about that, definitely.
oh, nice, nice. I think yes, we have all learned how to use Zoom better, right? We have all learned how to do more of video calls, how to do more of online webinars and chats. Is there any success story that you want to share, either of you, like one of your friends or your clients who really did not know much about technology, but you've been able to help them in this period?
Marie, go ahead.
So what was amazing is like, sometime when you explain someone, for example, let's take Skype and you need to do screen sharing because you start showing some people, not only explaining to them, but say, okay, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show the screen of my computer. It was amazing. Maybe a week later when I was meeting with the clients or anyone again, where people were doing it, telling, let me share my screen. I know how to do it now, so I can do it. You don't have to do it. It was really fantastic because you realize when people start using something the right way, they become more empowered, they're more confident, and suddenly it's one step at a time and they think they were not able to do it. And suddenly they realize that it's all about the learning curve and they do it and they feel so good about it. So that was really happy moments for me to connect even more and to have people switch on even the video. I used to have a lot of calls where nobody was switching on the video and suddenly everybody can see each other and you see the children and the cats jumping on the computer and people are really themselves. So I feel really grateful that I experienced that with clients and people all over.
That's nice. That's nice. And I know like Peter is here. She's joined the session and she was in quarantine.
Yes. You're muted again, just so you know. While we wait for that, why don't I say that I was helping my cousin in Sweden who has a flower shop, and she was really struggling with online stuff. So I helped her with
what
her
do you
Facebook.
do to stay resilient during times when you're feeling down, right? So maybe Anna, you can speak a little bit about that, and then we'll come back to Marie. Right. So Chris is a great friend and she's joined and, she talks a lot about how to have authentic relationships. And she's a great supporter of Anna Rainn again. So question from her, what do you do to stay resilient during these times when you're feeling down?
I think it's important to have a goal, set something for yourself. The problem now I feel is that we don't know how long things are going to be. I mean, now it's a lot better, right? But previously when everybody was locked in without anything going on, I would say pick up a project that you learn something new or something that you feel like you want to get better at, and set yourself something each and every day. Have a short part of that day to focus on that thing, so you feel that there is progress on every day. Because I think there's, you can go out exercising, you can go out for walks, but it's sort of the same. You don't necessarily feel the progress. So I would say setting yourself a little mini project where you feel you're getting results and you can see that you've achieved something, and take the opportunity to learn something new.
Okay, so I lost you and I can't really hear you, right?
Okay.
So I don't know what happened. This is again new technology that we are trying, but I think you can hear me. So if you can hear me, just put a thumbs up. Yes, okay, you can hear me. So I'll just ask you a question, and then while I'll try to sort out my mic thing here, right? So Marie, right? I wanted to ask you. This session was all about what is the one thing that that you're going to do differently going forward, and having reflected over this period, right, that you think is going to have a bigger impact, right? So as long as you guys, the audience, can hear you, just ping me, give me a couple of comments. Oh, great. Okay, so Kathy says you can hear. So yeah, maybe go ahead, Murray.
But thank
So
you
what is the
for
one thing you're going to do, right, differently going forward, right, which you think is going to build a better tomorrow, have a better impact on the people around you?
so speaking up and sharing. We've been helping organization and charity and causes for many years, and it was the entire concept of them, you and me, to enable people that had less, people that needed help and support. And I think this is something that I've been doing behind the scene. And I realized that when you want to trigger change, you need everyone, all of us together. And the more you spread a positive message, and the more you can share what is it that you do, it inspire people, to also do it. There's no such thing as little step and small impact. Like, everything matter. All of us matter. And my grandmother used to say that if you save one person, if you help one person, you save the world. And I really believe it's true. So the idea moving forward, is to really make more impact and share more the project that we've been helping, in different countries in the world. India being, the number one place, because with my husband, we always believe about education. And now, a lot of people are really suffering a lot in India. So I want to share that. I want to make sure that what we do through the agency with the clients and all of us, we can have a biggest impact. And I want to share and talk about it more often as part of my messaging and what my branding in the company is all about. It's really, more than ever, it's really important for me.
So I still can't hear you properly. It's going and coming. So must be something with my internet. But I can see from your face when you're talking and when you're not. So I think this is going to be an exercise and a fun thing in itself. But I can't really hear your answers right now. So I'll have to come back and watch the replay. So maybe we could just move to thank you, Murray, for what you shared, and I'll have to listen to it a little bit later again. And maybe, Anna, can you also share with us, like Murray did, as to what is the one thing that you're looking to do differently, right, where you think it will have a bigger impact on the people around you or to your own life?
Sure. I think living here in Singapore really made me realize how much more there is here. As a foreigner in this country, I'm sure lots of people would agree that, you very often have one foot somewhere else, whether it's your home country or a favorite destination or global, whatever it might be. For me, it's been a realization that it's also important that we support everything that is here. Small shop owners, small business owners, helping each other, supporting each other, whether we're buying something from them or giving each other, free space, or just PR by supporting what's going on here. It doesn't, not necessarily only charitable causes, but also many of us are here. We have our own small businesses, supporting that before we go outside of the borders and go international, or not trying to diss the bigger brands, but everyday consumers going for the smaller brands is my way forward. And I think that makes a big difference.
Okay, so again, this is so embarrassing, but I guess we need new technology to help us. But this is what is happening in life. Like, we don't know what is hitting us. Every day there's something new, and I'm seeing it all around me. It's happening to me, and it's happening right now as well. That I can't really hear you properly, but I think we'll keep going because I hear comments from the audience, and they can hear all of us well, and they're able to get value out of this conversation. So So thanks for sharing that, Anna. And because we had a chat, I know a little bit about what you would have said. So, it's strange. I don't know exactly what you said, but I was thinking about it, that just this conversation, like the three of us having, Murray joining in from Australia and you and me from here for Singapore. And we are kind of connected in this Business Women's Network group. And in April, I had posted a little promotion that, like, who would like to share, who would like to be bold? And at Anna Rainn, we do celebrate bold women. And I had put like 5 dresses up for grabs. And then Anna just, out of the blue, like, we didn't know each other, but she said, oh, that sounds really good. Your products look great. And, so why shouldn't I do this? And she jumped in, and that's how we got to know each other. So
That's
I think, yeah, it's really good to keep an eye around us, listen to the people around us. Like, what are they asking for? What are they offering? How can we help? And I think that's something, building in the local community and helping each other. I think that's great, right? So, which leads me to, ask you this one question: that what is your vision for tomorrow, right? Like, what do you think? Maybe we can ask Murray to answer this. That Murray, what is it that you're looking for, like, over the next 1 or 2 years? What is your vision for tomorrow, for a better tomorrow?
I think to keep learning and to keep growing and to take as many people as I can on that journey with me. I think that's the only way forward. You mentioned, and it's true that we never know what comes our way. And sometimes we need to be resilient and we need to be resourceful and keep going. So if I have a wish, it's all of us together to keep reinventing ourselves, keep going and growing, knowing that anything is possible, but taking more people on the journey, moving forward and taking a step, forward. Because for me, what's very important is to make sure that some people are not left behind. So I really hope to be driving that change and having the energy and to keep going this way and having more people with me on that journey, and the sense of community and empowerment all over the world for everyone, and the respect to really all of us to try to understand all of us better, even with our differences, because it's the only way to grow and the only way to go forward, all of us. So that's my big wish.
Murray, this is really strange because I've lost all the sound and I can't hear you, right? So you'll have to take over as the host and ask Anna, right? What is her vision for tomorrow? Maybe Anna, you can ask Murray a question about what she just said, right? If you have any clarification, because, I know that, Murray has been doing a lot of work, right? Helping during the bushfires, helping charities in India. And I know that we've been talking for a couple of years now, right? And she used to kind of stay back, right? Like hide herself a little bit, not talk as much about what she's doing and interacting, but now she started coming forth. And like, I think it's really great because people see that, like we all see that, Murray, when you post on Instagram or when you, make a post or when you share, and we feel inspired, like, that, okay, we can also do it, right? We can also come out and do the things that we've been wanting to. And I think more than that, even if there are certain initiatives that we are taking, right, we can actually join forces and do it together. So if you're doing something, right, I can help, like, push that initiative forward. Or if I'm doing something, you guys or my community around me can also help. And we'll talk about it another day, but we have seen that in action. And now I want Anna to ask Murray a question, please.
I would love to ask the question because I did not know about this. So is there any details you could share about the work that you are doing? Because it sounds like it's something really quite valuable and something that we can all learn from. What brought you to doing it, and where did it all start, and what does it lead to?
So it started years back with the inspiration, and also because I was living in India years back. So, and I spent a lot of my life traveling. But when I moved to Singapore 6 years ago now, because we've been in Australia for 1 year, I met someone that really inspired me. The company is called B1G1. And basically, that's how everything started. It's really about, you don't need to be making a lot of money as a business to be able to start having an impact. every little amount matter, you know. So they basically link, you know, businesses all over the world, you know, to have an impact, you know, at their level, and having for education or planting trees. So you can choose all over the world, you know, what matters to you. So for me, it was all about education. So we have a school, for example, that we help in India, you know, as well. And there's more coming, you know, in the next week that we've been pushing. So there will be more about that. And that's what, you know, Anu mentioned. I never really spoke about it. It was something really important, but I decided to start showing up more, even if it's really uncomfortable. And I want to say everybody following us that it looks like I'm comfortable, but I have big things in my tummy right now to know that I have no idea who's watching the video. You know, like someone amazing that I met in Melbourne mentioned that it's not about me anymore, and it's not about you, Anu, and you, Anna. It's about the people, and through our work, all of us is how we can impact more people, and it's us together. So I want to start showing up more and sharing my story, hoping that it will push people to do their own part and to reach out and to see what we can build together, because everyone has something to bring. So, you know, but education for me in some countries, it's really important, you know, to be able to give a chance to everyone. That's what I believe.
I think that's really nice, because it's in the world now, when you look at politics around the world, you only hear the negativity, you only hear everything that's going on. So everybody feels more and more borderline sort of suppressed in, you know, you can't really, because there's always this battle of what you can and cannot do. Whereas what we need is, we want to hear more about positivity, people that are willing to give back, and people that are doing something better for the world, right? You know, because if people like you are keeping quiet, then the bad side will win, which is, we don't want that, right? Yeah, so that's...
I love that, Anna. I love that very much, what you say. It's true. And listen, and I think that's the power of social media. It's not easy, but if you feel, sometimes you never know. You put something out there, you hesitate, thinking, I don't think anybody care. I don't think it's what I have to say is going to have an impact. And there's one person that messaged you in direct private message telling your video, your message changed my entire day. So sometimes I think if I was doing it more, if you're doing more with the work you do and helping people in the digital space, you imagine the power that we start reaching more people and give them the confidence that we are there for them, and they can be their own, they can drive the change on their own. That's really, and sometimes it starts with really small, but then we can really grow bigger really fast. So, yes.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's good. That's good. I think we need more of that.
Yes, yes, we do. Yes.
We hear her very far away.
So that I know what Marie was talking about. Yes, BWNSG is fabulous. Anna Rainn was partnered for a while with them, and now we are actually supporting a charity directly in India called UHRC, Urban Health Resource Center. And every time that a dress is sold, we actually contribute to them, so that we can help a girl child get access to education through government grants, right? So yes, I think we can all do our bit, right? Even no contribution is small. Anything that we do has an impact. And one of my friends, she's probably not watching this today, her name is Saloni. She has been a supporter all along, and she says every effort counts, every effort pays, right? So I think somewhere somebody gets that benefit. So as we just have a little bit of time left, I would like to ask you both to maybe share, like in a snippet, if you want to leave the audience with one little thing that, you know, that they can tag on to from this session, right? And how can they build a better tomorrow, right? Maybe one phrase, like what are you doing that can help them, you know, be inspired as well? Right?
I think it's one, everybody's so individual, right? I don't think there is one size fits all. Everybody can look at from their own situation. Some people don't have the time, some people don't have the money, some people don't have, you know, whatever it might be. And I think you're right. And if you just find whatever works for you, like for me in my business, what I do is I give my time. So I help people where the businesses are struggling. I work with them and I give my time for free. And if you feel like you're working, you don't have the time, then you donate some money to somebody who can do something. So I think there is always something that everybody can do. And if joined forces, then you have a positive result no matter what you do.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks for sharing that. And I think I know a little bit of what you were saying. And I think I totally align with that. I'm not being so conscious about it all these whiles, but I think these last 2-3 years of looking at what's happening in the world has made
She's having a nice monologue.
Yes.
Maybe I wonder if anybody else can hear it.
Can you hear?
And we talked about it, and I think I kind of made that like an internal thing that in my community I need to do more, right? And that is also one of the reasons why we are doing these chats. And maybe just to end up, Marie can say something and then we'll kind of close. We're just getting to 4:30, and we promise to keep it short and sweet.
Very similar to what you say, Anna. I think, when you talk to businesses, sometimes people don't know if they should start their own business. They're not sure. There's a lot of doubts and questions. And I keep telling people, start not knowing, start not being sure, but just start. And it's the same when you start having your purpose, becoming bigger than yourself. So everything matters, and all of you matter. We all have something amazing, I believe, to bring to the world, because everyone is unique, and you will find people to follow you on the drive. So just start, even very small, but start something and find the purpose through what you're doing, through work or hobbies, or like giving time, sharing knowledge. But just start. It's really important. We have that responsibility to change the world, and we can do it, all of us. I am sure about that, all of us together.
Okay, this is so strange, but thank you, Marie, and thank you, Anna. Actually, I asked Chris to recap in one phrase what Marie is going to say, but I haven't seen the answer yet. And she said that all of you matter, right? Every person matters, right? All of us matter. And I think that is just so great, because I think over this 3 months period, right, there have been moments, right, because we've all been locked in the lockdown. We are at home, we are segregated from our friends, maybe even our parents, our families. I know of couples where the husband and wife were in different cities, right, and they were just kind of left apart, and they can't even get together for like weeks. So yes, everybody matters. Each of us matters. If we are having doubts that, whatever we have to say, whatever we have to do, whatever we have to share is too little or too small, it's not, right? And I think let's just go out there and do what we are meant to do, right? What we feel that we are here to do. And whoever it's needed for, it will reach to them. That's what I believe in. So it's really great. Maybe both of you can thank each other for being here. And I thank both of you, Anna and Marie. And we will continue the conversation maybe in the comments. And if anybody wants to get in touch with them, we will post a comment below, right? Like how you can get in touch with them, or if they have something that, they can help you with. Like Anna, please share. Marie, please share if there's something that you can help our audience with. And then we will, kind of reach out again pretty soon. So thank you for being here. And the next one is coming up in another 2 weeks, featuring 2 very beautiful, wonderful women as well from BWNSG. So watch out for the poster and do join us again. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Anna. And sorry for all the technical issues, but we shall prevail.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, boss. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody who came here. And yes, thank you for saying that, Silke. We're all wearing Anna Rainn, right? But more of that in the photo shoot. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
you.
Bye. Bye.